the fact that pretty much, I mean, if we're talking about being connected with reality, if you just take just a cursory examination of the literature.
The literature is reality? That's where we go for reality. We go to the literature. I mean, why just go to the textbooks? We know, what, are you going to disagree? Like I said, yeah, we sort of do disagree with the biology, but the biology is pretty fucking obvious. All right, natural selection has no objective besides, you know, population, besides the agenda of the reproducing little machine, which is consumption and reproduction. And you can aggrandize its mission all you want, but that's not being realistic. That's being a fucktarded theist, in my opinion. That's being a really weak atheist, and that's what this really fucking comes down to. Your atheism isn't very well grounded. You've rejected God, but you haven't rejected the cult of addiction.
You find that there are people who can be helped, and
helped to what? Again, helped to what? Help to live some more years, maybe get a few more blowjobs, and then die of cancer or some other fucking disease. Help to what? What exactly are they going to get helped to do? You know, they're not going to get help to win the lottery. They're not going to get help to have a perfect life. No, they're going to get help to, you know, to have enough whatever to sit there and march some more through the cesspool, to take a few more miles of voyage in the submarine going nowhere.
Are helped, even if it isn't necessarily medical care, because, as I said, you know, not everybody who commits suicide has a neurochemical imbalance, but a lot of people.
A lot of people do, right? How do you know? How do you know they have an imbalance? Because they become one of you when you inject a chemical into them, so they must be unbalanced because we made them normal, as if normal's the standard. As if, you know, if you're not like the regular cockroach, you're not allowed. No, you can't be a deviant cockroach. No fucking way. You mean you're a cockroach who doesn't like being a cockroach? Not acceptable. You have to like being a cockroach. You have to get into the fucking cockroach game, goddammit. And if your standards are too high for being just a cockroach, well, no, we're going to have to change you. We're going to have to modify you. We're going to have to recreate you back into a fucking cockroach. Don't let your brain take you someplace else where the expectations might be a little fucking higher for consciousness.
People that do, in fact, are suffering from depression. And I guess my video is more like, was intended to say, hey, you know, you might have all these great reasons for committing suicide, but if you don't, and the only reason you feel like committing suicide is because all the problems in your life seem extraordinarily difficult and painful for you to cope with, might be that it's not your fault.
Yeah, well, it's not about fault again, and it might be that you have a perfectly good reason that maybe we should be helping you get past whatever fear and apprehensions you might feel, okay, and let you, relieve yourself, give you the relief you really want, instead of giving you this non-solution, this half a solution, which is, well, people will pay a little more attention to you and you might be able to get through the next day because somebody's going to care about you because they've been paid to care about you. Okay, now make everything all okay. But that doesn't make everything okay, all right? And it's not, it's the bottom line is this is not a decision to be a presumption, okay? You're just saying that the presumption is that this makes sense, and therefore we're going to apply the presumption on everybody. So instead of giving them the liberty to actualize their own opinion, their own preference, we're going to sit there and say, no, you got to modify your preference to fit into our fucking mold. And if you don't do that, well then yeah, you have to go be isolated and do it your own. You're on your own otherwise. Otherwise society has nothing to offer you, okay, but a fuck you.
It might be that there's something that you can't control, say pathology or the circumstances of your life, that you need help with.
Yeah, well, whatever. Again, it's like, if we are, the normative human being is a heroin addict, I mean, all you're basically saying is, yeah, well, you just need to get back in the game. You got to be willing to take all the pain because you got to chase the fucking dragon. And once you see the dragon again, then you'll get it again. You'll be back into the addiction, and you'll be back in. You'll be willing to have your legs gnawed off, and you'll be willing to have your guts hanging out because it'll all be about chasing the fucking heroin. I mean, so it's just bullshit. It's not rational, it's not philosophy, it's just mush. It's theological mush. It's presumption that there was a creator and that this is me. The whole fucking sloppy human experience life thing actually makes fucking sense. And I'm saying, I'm challenging you to demonstrate logically how it makes any fucking sense.
And all I'm doing is recommending that they find that help or seek that help, because if they do and get that help, then they're allowed to live maybe a decent life.
Yeah, maybe a decent life, right? Being another, especially in America, they could be another grotesque consumer, exploiter of the Chinese labor force. They could go right back into the bullshit life, you know, and be just one of you again. Be one of the, you know, volcano worshippers or whatever it is. I mean, this is just bullshit. This is just cult psychology, nothing more. And you're just saying, well, you're not a member of our cult, then I don't want you to be a member of that cult, certainly not. But you're not allowed to be a member of no cult.
I've been able to live a decent life. You've been able to live a decent life.
Yeah, well, see, now you're presuming something, aren't you? Okay, I mean, it might be a life that wasn't an obscenity to the world around me, to the universe. I'm certainly offended plenty of people. There's plenty of people who think my existence is an abomination, which is fine. But the bottom line is, if I was in that little non-existent couch somewhere, sitting there, and somebody came to the offer and said, here, you can go do that again. Go do being the Inmendum thing again. And I'd say, fuck you. I'm not getting off this couch. You know, go blow yourself, asshole. So fuck you. I mean, this is the only thing that's kept me here is that yeah, fear and desire. That's it. Horniness and fear of having to go through some horrible process, the physical process of dying. Yeah, I just want to put it off, you know? It's like going to the dentist. Yeah, next week, maybe 2 weeks. Okay? Yeah, I'm not committing because I'm avoiding the inevitable. Just because I can avoid it. I can put it off. But that's all I'm doing. I'm just putting the fucking thing off.
Why shouldn't other people? So, that's pretty much it. Thanks. Hey.
Yeah, whatever. So anyway, it was pretty lame, I think. It's just your response was pretty lame, and so I almost feel like taking back the part where I said you're intelligent, because it was really pretty fucking lame, especially the age bullshit and all that kind of crap, and the read the literature kind of crap. All right, you're obliged to make the argument. Reading literature, that's a pretty lame way to argue anything. Go read this book. Why can't you can make the logical argument, make the fucking logical argument. All right, I shouldn't have to go read a book to go find a logical argument. So anyway, enough bullshit. It's probably a 3-part video. Might be 4, who the hell knows. But it's worth talking about. This is an important motherfucking subject. And atheists are they're just not, you know, like I said, you're either if you're going to be calling yourself an atheist, you have to accept the implications of the non-deist belief, which is that there is no fucking intelligent creator. And if you say there's an intelligent creator, well, then you're a fucking theist.